So she couldn't tell that she was very close to the edge. And what happened next was scary. Hello, welcome to yet another episode of You Be the Judge. In life, we wake up every day, maybe go to school, go to work, have some normal activities and come back home. And tomorrow we do it again. While we do all those things, some days we meet significant situations, and when we come back, we tell the stories. But the point is the story that you narrate, just as you experience it, the same as it is. Like, did you tell everything about the story, or are there things that you do not know about what happened? Well, the life story I'm about to tell today is about a situation where someone had encounter, but she told the story and even told some things that you normally would not see every day. But remember that you are always the judge. Now, Jenny is a teenager. She lives in Michigan with mom. Her mom is Shirley. She woke up one day like every other day very excited because she has a trip. She was supposed to go on a trip, on a vacation with some family members. So she woke up excitedly and got ready, packed up her bags. And she also has a new camera that she planned to use to take pictures while she travels around the country. So the family members came in and she happily packed up her bags, got ready, kissed her mom goodbye and packed the stuffs in the van, and they all left. But when they were leaving, her mom was a little bit concerned, but she couldn't place the reason why she was concerned, because her daughter was actually going with a family members that she trusts a lot. So while they were driving, they went through Arizona, and at some point they saw this beautiful sight. It has some hills and valleys, and they decided to stop because Jenny wanted to take some pictures. Jenny excitedly came down from the car, from the van, and then when she got there, she picked up her camera and she was taking those pictures. And then at some point, she realized that she wasn't getting like a clear picture as she wanted. She moved a little bit closer, but she still wasn't getting as much as she wanted. And then what she did was, there was a barricade because it's a deep valley. And she stepped over the barricade to get a better picture. While she was doing this, she wasn't paying attention to look at her environment just to make sure she wasn't falling over. And while that was happening, the other family members were just behind the van and they weren't paying attention to what Jenny was doing. And while Jenny walked up closer, because the focal length from the camera wasn't the same as the real focal length, so she couldn't tell that she was very close to the edge. And what happened next was scary. Jenny moved over a little bit more, and then she slided over the ledge and she fell. Immediately that happened, her mom was at home in Michigan while Jenny was in Arizona. Her mom suddenly said she felt something that made her feel that her daughter is not safe. In fact, the feeling was so much that she started crying for no reason. And all she knew she could do was to get the Bible and open up the book of Psalm. And she found herself in Psalm 91. And that was when she started reading the Bible and praying that her daughter doesn't die. The mysterious thing is why she felt the way she felt without being told about anything. While in Arizona, Jenny was actually sliding down the valley. Jenny fell over. The other party realized that Jenny just fell, and they screamed and they rushed. They couldn't get to her. It was almost impossible. They tried to call 911. And then on the other part, Jenny was sliding down, and she said at some point she stopped. She looked around. There was no difference between the slope above and she was supposed to continue sliding down. But she didn't. Something hooked her. She didn't continue falling. And she knew that if she makes any move, she might continue falling. So she tried as much as she can to just stop breathing and just stay like that. But then, how long will she be like that? She couldn't continue staying like that. And then suddenly, she started sliding again. On the other hand, her mom was crying and praying. And she got to verse 10 and 11 where it says the angels will hold you in your hands lest you hit your legs on the stone. It struck her and she read it again. And then at some point, while the other party was actually figuring out what to do, suddenly Jenny came walked out of the valley. And they were very surprised, like, how did you do it? She couldn't explain, but she knew something happened. So they decided to go back home. On their way home, they asked her what happened. How did you get back? She couldn't explain. She was dumbfounded, like she didn't know what happened, like how she got up. Because they also looked and saw like it's over. But the girl wasn't even able to explain what happened. But yeah, she came out. But when they got home, the mom was very excited to see her daughter back home. And she was also excited to tell the stories of what happened. And that was when she brought out her camera showing her mom some pictures that she took while they were on the trip. And then when she got to the picture she took in Arizona, she showed her mom and said, yeah, this is where I fell. I fell into a deep end. And then the mom was like, hold on, what happened? She was like, oh, yeah, I didn't tell you. Actually, looked at what happened. She narrated the story, how she fell over and she was supposed to die. That was when the mom asked her, when did this happen? And she also told it coincided with when the mom had this deep feeling that her daughter is in trouble when she started praying. And that was when she told her daughter, hey, look at what happened. Look at the feeling that I had about you. And that was when I started praying. Now it struck Jenny, knowing very well that she wouldn't have been able to get out of that valley by herself, that she was helped by an angel that she was not able to see. Okay, now, if you enjoy content like this, please do well to hit the notification bell, subscribe and like our channel, because we are going to be uploading content like this once every week on Friday. Thank you. Yeah, in Jenny's case, Jenny experienced and felt the intervention of a supernatural being, but she didn't see it. Wait until you hear Estella's case. In March 1991, Estella was driving by with her son and daughter. The son was actually driving. And then they got at some point where they found an ice cream truck being robbed by another man. Immediately the son pulled over and decided to go help this man who was in trouble, while Estella's daughter decided to go call the police. The son ran towards those people and then another man joined to help the ice cream driver. While they were struggling, the man who was trying to rob the ice cream driver broke loose, angrily ran into the van, the truck, and then drove angrily away. But he was driving speedily towards Estella, who at this point was actually standing beside their car, which was pulled over, which was actually on the side of the road. And while this truck was driving straight to Estella, Estella didn't know what was happening. And then the son started shouting, and then Estella found out, but before she could find out what was happening, it was too late. And then Estella could remember looking at this man. He was very angry, driving fast towards her. And then she knew that she couldn't make it out. But at the split second, she immediately asked for God's help because she knew she couldn't make it. It wasn't split seconds. And then immediately the man was actually covered by another man who was actually very good looking. He said this man looked very peaceful, very nice looking man. And she was surprised at what she was seeing at that point. And then this man brought out his hands and held Estella and pulled her out of the accident scene, or to be an accident scene. And she said she could remember looking because she was very worried. But when she saw the man, immediately her worries turned to peace. And she said she looked up just to make sure this man was still there, because at that point, this man was like the comfort that she needed at that point. She said she looked up, she could still see the man. The man didn't say anything, but his gestures were like, everything is okay, I got you. And then they took Estella to the hospital. But before they took her to the hospital, she was laying on the ground and bystanders were all there. And she was busy with a soft voice asking people if they saw the man. But then Estella was badly hit below the knee. And they took Estella to the hospital and she fell into unconsciousness. And she was falling back and forth into consciousness and consciousness. So when she finally woke up, of course the family was by the side, and she started narrating her story, and she asked, did anybody see the man that helped me out? They thought she was dreaming, or she was like confused. She said it very clearly that she wasn't confused, that she knew what she was saying. That there was a man that came and helped her out during that accident. Although Estella had some injuries on the legs, but she knew at that point that if the man didn't help, that she would have been dead. Because even the family knew that she was badly hurt, but somehow she made it alive. Did Jenny and Estella make this story up? I don't know. Are there spiritual beings that walk around to help us when we need their help the most, called angels? I do not know. Because at the end of the day, you be the judge.